What's up, Facebook? Every day I try and chat with my real estate agents, and one in particular, I think she is probably one of the best agents and has the personality to just accomplish whatever it is that she wants to do. And I made a post today. I'm not going to call anybody out because a couple other people said the same thing, right? So I asked on my little story of, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you feel, I don't even know exactly what I asked, something about your confidence in your own skills. So many people responded back 10, 11, 7. Some responded back 2 and 4. And I was like, well, why? Look. And a lot of it, they kept saying the same thing. I am my own worst critic. And I can completely relate to that. I mean, I totally understand, because those business owners out there, even just people in general, that are their own worst critics, you are the ones that defeat your own mindset and destroy your own, momentum. And I just wanted to make this video just for you because I can totally relate. I used to be so critically hard on myself and what I could do and what I couldn't do. And I would never really take a step forward because I was so scared to screw up. I was so scared to upset anybody, or that I felt that I wasn't good enough. So for those people out there that are really super critical of yourself, you need to give yourself a break. You need to be the one that eases off the throttle on your own life, because there's so much negativity out there in the world. And not just negativity, there's so many other people that don't want to see you do good. And the only reason of that is because they're either jealous of your success, so they sit there and just, throw shade on you and don't want to see you rise to the top, because they know that they were in the same position as you are, but you've actually pushed through it. That's why it's so hard to find, appreciation from people that know you and saw you come up through the ranks. So for those out there that are kind of dealing with that own internal and personal struggle, just know that being your own worst critic is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to quit telling yourself toxic thoughts. You have to quit telling yourself that you're not good enough. You have to quit telling yourself that you're not deserving, that you don't deserve more than you have right now. You need to quit telling yourself that you're not smart enough, that you can't accomplish this, because if you do that, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start believing that shit, and actions are going to follow through, and you're never going to get out of that because you're telling yourself, look, I'm not good enough. So guess what's going to happen? You're not going to take those actions to actually get you out of those steps. So what I would encourage you to do is realize that the world is a negative place only if you see it as a negative place. If you see everything as an opportunity, and not what do a lot of the quotes say? They basically say, look, things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you, right? So if something bad, and you perceive something bad is happening to you, then you're going to see it as something bad that's happened to you. But if you see it as something good and you focus on the lessons you can learn, you're going to move past it. But here's another thing. So many people cannot get out of this slump because they feel like they get excited and they push through and they try and build all this momentum, and then it just comes to a crashing halt. And the reason of that is because it's just like with anything. Have you ever started a diet? And then with that diet, you do great a week, and the next thing you know, it starts coming back to reality and it starts getting back to normal. And next thing you know, you end up gaining all that weight back, and you feel even worse about it. It's the same concept. You're trying to start something based off energy and excitement, but we don't thrive off of that. That's like this super high. The reality is this normal. The only way to push through something is to create a plan of action that you can take step-by-step actions that propel you forward. And by achieving those steps, you naturally drag yourself forward without even realizing it. You set an anchor so far in the future that if you achieve the steps, you will be at that destination. People think because they get excited about something that that's going to propel them through. It doesn't work that way at all. It's logical, decisive steps and actions. That's how you get through it. And the number one way to do that is to realize where you want to be and how you want to get there. And you ignore all the negativity around you, and you don't pay attention of what everyone else is doing and what everyone else is saying. As long as you're focusing on that action plan, keep your head down and you keep focused, you will get there. And next thing you know, you're going to build so much confidence in your own self and your own abilities that you're going to be looking for challenges, that you're going to be looking for things to throw your way that just so you can overcome them. So that's just an actual breakdown and exercise that you can actually do. Chart it out, write it down. Where do you want to be? Do some action plans that will actually get you there, and then follow those. Sorry, this phone's so damn shaky. So here's another thing that people don't understand about momentum. Think of this analogy of a domino. If you have one domino and you do this great one thing and you knock it over, it's going to knock over one domino. But the way you build momentum is you keep compounding on that. You take that one domino, you stand it back up, and you just knock that one challenge over. Guess what you do next? You do another challenge and you stack it up beside it. So when you knock that first domino over, it knocks the second one over. So next thing you know, you do another challenge and another challenge and another challenge. And before you know it, you have 3, 4, 15, 20, 30 different little achievements that you've built up. So then that way, when you push forward, you got all this momentum behind you that you have built that no one can stop, because it takes effort to build momentum. It takes time, or what's the analogy, like a formula, like time, like actual time times consistency equals results. So just because you actually start doing something, if you're not consistent with it and build that momentum, you will not get the results. Because if you times 1 by 1, you're only going to get 1. You need to times that momentum, and you build it up by consistently challenging yourself and getting out of your comfort zone. So for those out there that watch this video through, I appreciate your time. And if you are your own worst critic, give yourself a break. There's so much negativity out there in the world. You need to be the only one that's saying all the positive things in your life, because in reality, you can only depend on yourself to get yourself up, to get yourself motivated, to get yourself going. Don't depend on outside sources. You have to be the only person that's going to constantly be pushing you through that negativity. So I encourage you to do so, and let me know if this video helped.